have you in the final anyways.
I think I got it. Hold on.
You just let me know when to start.
All right, Luis, you're good. Go ahead, do your thing.
Alrighty, guys, welcome to the final tribal council. Congratulations, final three. You guys did something that the jury could not do. But congratulations to the jury on making it to the jury. So how we will do this is we will start off with opening statements, starting off with Jackson, Bianca, and then John. I guess let's just get started. So first up is Jackson. You have 5 minutes. Starting now.
Hello, everybody. It's so great to well, not see you yet, but we will eventually. It's so great. I came into this game with a question for myself. Can I get to the end and win with being completely honest and loyal the whole time? Now, I can sit here and say, sort of. I may not have been the most honest person in the game. That will always go to Amanda A. But out of the three of us, I can say with the utmost certainty that I was the most honest, I was the most loyal, and my social game was bar none throughout this whole time. Now, pre-merge is all about making connections. That's basically already all it was, getting to the end, getting into merge with as many people on your side as possible. Going into the first night and seeing John and Bianca and Nikki, I knew this was an alliance that was going to go far. We made it all the way to top 6. From night 1, that was happening. It was Fierce 4 going to merge, close, united, and the only way we could have gotten out was through each other and not anybody else in the game. But not only that, it was in this first tribe where the power couple of the game was formed. I think it's safe to say when it comes to blood versus water that in this game, water definitely won. And we won because me and Bianca were by far the most locked couple in this game. In a game literally full of couples, we found each other, we played together, and we got all the way to the end together. Now, let's talk about the rest of pre-merge. It was pretty easy for actually most of us, maybe besides Blake. There were people that weren't active. There were people that, just weren't talking, weren't, cooperating well with everybody else, and they had to go. But it was also about just accumulating. There were so many alliances going on. The Fierce 4 had Neptune on one side, and we had Buccaneers on the other. We were targeting Barnacle. They were going home left, right, and center on our tribe. And not only that, we had the Aussies. We had connections on the other side. But what I did was I always made sure that I knew and was talking to who was on the other side. I was one of the only people to actually have a conversation with Steph. I was the only person besides, I think, Riley, that Derek went to. Even Nick, when they had the moment, when we met them, everyone turned their back on them. I was the only one that kind of heard them out, was actually a human being to someone. Not that they really deserved it, because it wasn't great what they did to Amanda A, but I knew that because of the connections with Blake was going to be important. And so I needed Nick to be on my good side when he got out so that I could get to Blake. Now we hit merge. There was a big alliance. It was a strong alliance. The Neptune 3.0 plus Bianca and Chris was extremely tight for such a big alliance. Now, there is a world where merge would have been easy for the Fierce 4. Blake would have gone home and it would be fine. But Bianca makes her first mistake. She was on the Wing tribe, and instead of solidifying John back in the game, they take a break. They don't really talk. She assumes that everything's fine, all handy dandy. And then when we hit merge, she makes the final error of telling John the coordinates to the idol without telling him that she's got it. That is where the game blows up. I had my idol for 10 rounds before people found out that I had it. There were people who knew, but I trusted them and they did not tell anybody. It took Bianca about 2 minutes for her idol to be found out completely. And because of that, Fierce Four split up and John went home. Now,
Left.
oh, fuck. Throughout this game, I have made social connections to be able to get all the way here. I didn't need a pre-alliance of 4. I didn't need Redemption Island, and I didn't need challenge wins or idols. There we go.
Okay. Well, I'll give you 10 seconds more to close.
So to close, you guys wanted me here. I was the person out of all 24 people to have the least votes out of anybody at Tribal Council. I only had 3 once, and it should have been a tie vote. It should have gone to Rox, and only 3 people voted my name in the end.
Okay, Jackson, thank you. For the people, like, when I have 1 minute, I'll do this. So everyone remember that. And then 30 seconds, I'll do this. So let's start off with Bianca. Your time starts now.
All right, great. Let's get into it. All right, so every time I watch a Survivor finale, I always say that the player who wins has to be able to demonstrate how they've played a well-rounded game in all 3 categories of outwit, outplay, and outlast. I'm going to use my time now to explain exactly how I've done just that and how I truly believe that I am the most deserving for the title of Sole Survivor. All right, so coming into this game, I knew I couldn't pull off a social game that wasn't true to my real personality. I was never going to be a loud player like Jackson. I was never going to be a villain player like John. I could only be myself and trust that I would be able to form connections with my friendly, kind, and loyal personality. And I did. And I think the final 3 here today is a testament of that. I have to breathe. I worked hard pre-merge to form strong alliances that would help me further my game. Losing the first 2 rounds at Atlantis was a blessing because it forced the early formation of Fierce 4, and a big contribution as to why I am here at Final 3 today is because of that alliance. After our first tribe swap, I ended up on Barnacle 2.0, and because we were undefeated, it gave all of us the opportunity to form our connection as a big group. Without having to lose members at Tribal. I did, however, form strong connections within the tribe, and Aussie Babes was a result. Aussie Babes was made up of myself, Jackson, and Riley, and it quickly became my strongest alliance that I thought would carry through well into the merge. I also had Nikki as my number 1 throughout the whole game at this point, so even though I was separated from all of my alliances in the second tribe swap, I was confident in the connections I had made to carry through once we met up again at merge. Post-merge though, I learned that no matter how strong or perfect you think an alliance is, Survivor will always get in the way and shake it up. I thought it was common knowledge that when we hit merge, Barnacle 2.0 would join forces with our remaining bloods from Neptune 2.0, and we would one by one pick off the remaining players. I learned the hard way that this was very naive thinking, and by the time Riley went home, I could see my game really start to spiral. In that round, I had lost a really strong alliance member. I didn't have the safety of an idol anymore, and Nikki was starting to expose her cracks. I was realizing that the person who I thought was my number 1 was actually just taking advantage of me, and it took a lot of emotional strength to not dismiss her straight away because I knew I still needed her vote. After Ken went home, it was obvious that John was going next, and if that happened, it would have left Jackson and I to be picked off one after the other. I knew I had to swing Nikki back over to vote for Eric or Amanda S if I had any chance in making it to the end, so that's what I did. Amanda S left because I used my connection with Nikki to get her vote back, and then when Lane got rocked out straight after, it really forced Nikki to come back to the Fierce 4. I was then able to use her vote one last time to finally get out Eric, and from there I had a clear path to the final 3. Okay, so then after losing the first 2 rounds at Atlantis, I am the only one here at Final 3 who went to only one other pre-merge tribal, which was the forced double elimination round. I obviously can't claim my tribe's wins all by myself, but I worked really hard every round to perform my best, and the proof is in my results. I came equal second to the Lingo Challenge. I got a significant amount of points in the posting challenge. I came third in the closed challenge. I got the most points out of anybody in the scavenger hunt challenge, and I won my round in the puzzle off challenge. These results gave me the confidence I needed post-merge to really pull ahead. I knew the game was only just ramping up, so I wanted to win as many immunities as possible to ensure my safety. I won the most individual challenges this season, winning a total of 4 individual immunities. These wins gave me confidence at tribals, saved me from going to the uncertainty of rocks, and ultimately got me to the finale today. I also found the most idols this season by finding the merge immunity idol twice. It's one thing to find an idol, but it's another to actually play one correctly. Not only am I the only person in this final 3 who managed to play their idol correctly, I managed to play 2 correctly. Because of this, the only 2 times my name was written down in a tribal was when I played my idols. So technically, I have gone through this whole game without receiving any valid votes, which is another achievement that only I can claim in this final 3. Lastly, even though this is my first org, and some people might see it as beginner's luck, it is no coincidence that I'm here at the end. I've outlasted my way to the final 3 by making strong and loyal alliances, going hard at the challenges and staying true to myself. I couldn't have asked for much more of my first org than to be sitting here with the resume that I have. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. We can get to the nitty gritty bits of my game with the questions. I'm looking forward to answering anything you have and proving that I deserve to win the title of Sole Survivor. And that's it.
Thank you, Bianca. Let's start off with Jonathan Marmo. Jonathan Marmo, your time starts now.
All right, I'm first going to start by saying the 2 before me were much better speakers than I am, and they're also better writers because those speeches are amazing. But I'm going to keep it brief since I know the jury is going to have a lot of questions for us, and I don't want us to be here all night. So I'm just going to highlight that I am somehow still sitting here in the finals, even though at one point or another, every single jury member except one has voted for me, some of you multiple times, and you were even successful in voting me out once before. And I lost my place in my speech. Okay, so for me, my game, I feel like it came in 2 parts. There was before I was voted out, how I was playing, and after I was voted out, how I came back and played differently. So before I got voted out, I was playing an honest game. I was telling everybody what I was doing with my votes. Even if I wasn't voting with someone, I said, you know, not this round, sorry. And I was trying to chat it up with everybody since I literally went to all but I went to tribal council every round but 2, the entire game. So coming into the merge, I think me having gone to all those tribal councils actually really gave me 3 really good sets of bonds. The first with my Fierce 4 at Atlantis. My second with Lane and Tyler, since we really went into the original swap 2.0, I don't remember the name, as the minority, and we had to talk to everybody just to get ourselves a majority. In the second set with Amanda S and with Blake, because after I think the Gwen vote, we started discussing every vote. You know, even if we didn't vote necessarily together, we were still discussing everything. And I think I really solidified our bond there as well, because we were actually really active in a tribe of folks that may not have been so active. So now after getting voted out, I was literally crushed because getting voted out by people you love as well as leaving with an idol in your pocket really hits different. However, that also made me realize that my biggest mistake was trusting people that were already actively working against me to break up the original Atlantis group and take me out. So that leads me to my second mistake, which was just being so damn honest, because literally I told everybody how I was voting that round and it did not help me. Instead, it made me become the vote. So as soon as I came back, I knew, when I was humbly offered the second chance to come back, I lost my spot in my speech. I'm so sad. Fuck me. And I'm nervous. Okay. Woohoo. Okay. So at that point, when I came back, I just started withholding some information from people. I wasn't 100% honest with anybody, even though I was giving information back to my Fierce 4 group. There wasn't a whole truths. For example, the round that Riley ended up going, I was telling both sides who was getting the votes. So that's how both sides ended up playing up an idol. And the hinky votes, came out for Blake and for Eric and Riley. So if I really didn't learn from those mistakes when I got voted out, I definitely wouldn't have been able to get to the finals. I probably would have picked off somewhere in the middle. So I just wanted to reiterate that I wasn't 100% honest with everybody when I came back with what I was up to. And that was only because everybody was comparing notes so fucking well. So like kudos to y'all, but that just made me like not be able to trust everybody with everything. So I just like sprinkled some things everywhere. And I really can't blame anybody for comparing notes because it was all like half my lies were y'all were spot on. So just to sum everything up, because I'm sure I'm running out of time. This game, I ended up really doing the usual Jonathan thing of like telling some lies here and there. But at least I can say I did something differently than what I normally do, and I was loyal to my group. 1 minute, okay. I was loyal to my group. I'm very happy with that. Normally, I end up backstabbing a really close friend at like 6th or 5th, and then I lose miserably. So this time, at least if I lose miserably, I lost to someone that I really appreciate. Like y'all literally went to Rocks for me. I couldn't be more grateful that my alliance was so loyal that they decided to go to Rocks for me. And I look forward to getting roasted by all of you because I know it's going to be an intense tribal council probably. But hopefully, please don't make me cry. I'm very fragile. It's been a rough week. Thank you. That's it.
Okay. All righty then. So we will now start off with our first jury member, Cristobal. So Cristobal, if you can go on camera and go off mute, you will have 7 minutes. Okay. All right. I will start the time now.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Congrats on making it to the final 3. I'm actually very happy / surprised. Happy, I would say happy overall that you made it to final 3. I am going to start with Jackson. Hey, Jackson.
Love what you're wearing, babe. Hey, how you going?
Hey, long time no talk. How you been?
Sis, it's been cute. How you been, hun?
I mean, looking nice. So
You're looking good, babe.
yeah, thanks. So I want to ask you, what is the one thing, or like at least can you tell me a few things that you can differentiate, or we can differentiate your game from Bianca's? Because from my point of view, you and Bianca started on the same, on the same tribe. You did this together. So what is those things that we can differentiate from her game?
100%. Me and Bianca know we were Loctite from the get-go. There was absolutely no way we were going to flip on each other. One of the things that I would say that I do have over Bianca is the social game. Now, I think I was able to see both, like a lot of what's happening. I went to when Bianca, when Rizzo was getting voted out the first time, I went to Bianca, I went to Riley, I went to Eric and was like, something's wrong. Tyler, I bet, is getting the votes. And what happened? Rizzo played an idol and Tyler went home.
Yeah.
I knew that Eric was going to flip. There was absolutely no way that that big alliance was going to make it to top 7 or whatever. So when I found out the information that Eric actually went to Amanda and Lane in the 3rd tribe, that if it was going to go to the live night was going to go to the tribal council, he wanted Riley out. I took that. I told Blake, this is where the crack is. Eric will flip and he'll flip on Riley. And what happened 3 rounds later? He flipped on Riley. And that was the end of that alliance.
Right. Sorry.
Also, Blake.
I think that's it. That's
okay.
it. I need to move on.
Sure.
Sorry. But so I'm going to take that as your like social game. That's your answer, right? That's what you
my
answered?
social game, I think, was far superior.
All right. Bianca, it's your turn. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. It's nice to see you.
I know, I miss you too.
I miss you.
So, honestly, I feel like I don't think I have a lot of questions for you. I just have to say I'm very proud of you, like as a friend, but also as a game player. Like, honestly, at first I was very worried about you, that I put you through this, but like seeing you grown makes me feel so proud of me and you at the same time, that like I couldn't have it this any other way. I'm so proud of you. It took me like almost 2 years to actually made it all the way to finals in a game, and the fact that you made it to the finals in your first game is just like I don't know. I literally just underestimated you, and I think that it's awesome that you made it to the finals. However, I do want to say, what is the one thing that I want to ask you, and I want you to tell me, what is the one thing that you are most proud of in this game?
I think the one thing would be my like my outplaying. I like, as I said in my opening, I won the most amount of immunities. I found the most idols. I coming into this game, I didn't really expect to be like a challenge beast of sorts. But I really tried hard, and yeah, the proof is in my wins. So I think that's what I'm most proud of in this game.
Okay, thank you for your answer, and also thank you for that, essay-like introductive paragraph that I love. That was so spot on. So that was good.
Thanks, Chris. I love you.
And I'm gonna move on to Jonathan Marmo. Jonathan, I only have one question for you, and it's just like a fake scenario that I kind of want to get to see what you think of it. So say you win immunity, and this is not a final two. I mean, this is not a final three, but this is the final two. Who do you choose to take to the final two, and why?
I love that. That's a great question. I think I definitely choose Bianca for a few reasons. One, I just feel like I grew more emotionally attached to Bianca than Jackson for multiple reasons. And two, I think Bianca and I, like, I don't want to say we played similarly, but like, it's definitely a comparable playing field as opposed to like me and Jackson, where I feel like we played more differently. So I think
Right.
it would be more things to discuss, like the slight differences that me and Bianca had that might give me like a better chance at winning in the final two versus than Jackson.
Okay, got it. Good answer. Thank you. I honestly don't have anything much to say. Congrats on making it to final three again. And also, I'm very sorry that I might rub people the wrong way. This is not who I am in real life. That's just part of my personality that I play in games. And if I hurt your feelings any other way, I'm very sorry. I apologize. So yeah, I hope whoever wins the money really needs it. And yeah, have fun. And I hope you have fun today.
Okay, thank you, Crystal.
Bye.
All right. So we have 53 seconds left over. I believe we will give that to the next juror.
Or I can just like take over. Just kidding. I have to go.
Okay. All right. Go off camera. Go.
Bye.
Bye. All righty then. So what we will do with what we will do with time left over, we'll give it to the next jury member, and if they don't use it up, we'll just keep saving it and it'll keep adding up. But alrighty then. So let's move on to Tyler. Tyler, please go on cam and go off mute. All right.
Oh my God, who's
Start.
that?
Your time starts now.
So hello, Australians. Hello, non-Australian man from the other side of the world. I'm guessing you're probably wondering what Tyler are we getting today? He's a bit all over the place. Is he vibing? Is he zoobing? I'm gonna work to get that word put in the dictionary. Well, actually, today, since the game's kind of coming into an end, I feel like I should just, wash away all of my vibes, because honestly, coming to this game, Jackson, you know me. I've never like once in my life used the word vibe. I don't know what all that is.
Shout out to Ben. Shout out to Ben.
Yeah, like that's not me. I don't vibe. I don't know anything about the universe. None of the stars. I'm a Scorpio. So I'm here to make a logical decision with my brain, because I want to vote for the person who's played the best strategic, social, and the other one game, whichever one the other one is. So actually, did you guys hear that? No. Hold on. I feel like there's something going on. I'll be back.
Well, baby, you're wasting your time, so.
He's making a moment. It's for a bit.
I hope there's a reveal.
Oh, better.
Oh!
What?
Hello, it is I. I'm back. Hold on. All right, everyone. Hello. Let's just breathe in the soft universe air. It's very lovely today. Okay. So I'm encouraging you all to get naked, not physically. We don't want to see that. But like, Final Travel Council is hard. You're probably going to get a lot of really hard questions. I'm not going to lie. Things might be hard for you. So I want to see you guys get naked, you know? Like the speeches were lovely, but I didn't really care. I don't want to hear your speeches. I want to hear you guys speak from the heart. I want to know what your intuition was in the game. If someone comes at you with a jury question that you don't like, or you think they're completely just like wrong, I want you to give it back to them and say like, no, this is how I played my game. I know more than you because I'm sitting here at the final three. Also, rewind. Congratulations on making the final three. I guess you all deserve it since you're actually there. You know, that's the universe meant for this to happen. It's no mistake that the first three members of the jury are partners with the final three. And it's no mistake that the final three all found an idol, at least one. So I guess my question comes from the universe today because I am a vessel for the universe to speak through me. I'm not here to make any kind of strategic decisions. I'm here to feel who I want to vote for because I am undecided. So my first question is for Bianca, or Bianca. I feel like I pronounced your name wrong this entire game, so I'm just going to roll with it. Bianca.
Yeah.
So you found 2 idols in the game.
Mm-hmm.
What led you to find both of those, and was there more to it than just luck?
No, it was literally just luck. I mean, I was sharing my idol guesses with my alliance at the time, so that was helping me obviously with my guesses. But I don't know if you're insinuating what you're insinuating, but it was literally just luck. I just guessed the chess box and I found it both times. And both times when Louise called me, I was like, you're joking. Especially the second time, I was like, this is a gag. This isn't happening twice. But yeah, I just got lucky. I guessed the right chest. Yeah.
Great. Okay, Jackson, my question for you is, what compelled you to play your idol when you played your idol?
Thank you for that question because this is something I actually did want to say. So there are a couple of reasons. I did have a little bit of a spiral moment thinking that I thought people were fishy about John and Lane because we had Riley and Nikki. So my 4D chess kind of mind thought, okay, it's very possible that the 5 of them are going to vote me, flush Bianca's idol, and just tell lies to John and Lane. But not only that, we knew that Riley was talking about flipping. We knew that he was getting a vote. We knew he was probably going to get a vote, going to flip if he didn't go home. So, and he also knew that I had the idol. So I thought the target would absolutely be 100% on me if I kept that idol. Bianca had the idol gone. It was going to go to me. So I said, I'll flush it, get the target off my back, and so no one has anything on me for the rest of the game. Little did I know that Nikki was the one that I had to be worried about with that.
All right, I'll take it. And Jonathan Marmo, Mr. Marmite, my question for you is, you came to me before the Tribal Council at the first Final 13 saying that you were definitely going to play the idol that night. There was no way you weren't. I guess maybe you had a feeling. So what compelled you to not play your idol then at the Final 13, the first time around?
I definitely think I didn't play the idol. I have 1 minute answer. There's literally one sole fucking reason why I did not play that idol. And it's because I had a conversation with Eric where he told me that he was just gonna, he was blowing smoke on my ass. I didn't see through it. And he just essentially said that like, if I make the move and go against the Barnacle 2.0, he'll jump along with me. And I was like, you know what, Eric? I'm going to vote against the Barnacle 2.0 folks. And he assured me that he was also going to do that move. And I had nightmares about it the minute it happened that I got voted out. Like, just complete, like, I felt I just put stupid across my forehead, and I should have just got a tattoo that day. So that was the one reason why I did not play. I thought I was being paranoid and trusted Eric.
Great. Well, I have one final question before I leave. For John, follow-up question. How do you spell Bianca?
All right, your time is.
I don't have time to answer it.
So it'll be a mystery. Next jury member is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is why we don't do meth.
Or take our shirts off because we look like Casper the Friendly Ghost. But anyways, no, I'm just joking, Tyler. Love you. The next member of the jury is Riley. So Riley, please go off cam, go on mute, and your time starts now.
Hi. How are we? So first of all, congrats, because obviously you guys did something that we didn't do. So I guess we're all flops in that sense. I want to play a little game because sometimes I'm usually like a aggressive juror, or I'm a really like fun. So I guess I'm gonna be both because that's fun. Okay, so I need you all to close your eyes. And I'm gonna ask a question, and if you feel like you're doing that or gonna do that, you raise your hand, okay? So you're not gonna know what the other people say. Okay, the first question is, was I ever in your final 3 plans? Raise your hand if I was. Awesome, hands down. Next one, do you think you have my vote to win? Hands up. Awesome, hands down. And the final one, do you think you played the best game of the season? Hands up. Awesome, cool, hands down. You guys can open your eyes. Okay, so those answers were kind of interesting and fun. You guys can go off mute, by the way. Like,
Okay, great.
Cool.
hi. So when I ask my question, if I cut you off, don't feel like I'm like being mean. It's purely just because like I have a lot to get through, I guess. Okay. John, I have a concern with you regarding what you did this whole game, because honestly, I feel like I joined this game by myself in a game that was for pairs. I don't know if you feel the same way, because you and I were never really together at all this game. We were kind of just a last minute addition. So what really did you do? Because I'm struggling to see anything.
Wow, okay, that's really interesting, because I think you getting eliminated was largely my fault. And that's because I gave both sides information of who was getting votes. And Bianca and Jackson really had no idea that, like, they were Bianca didn't really realize she was getting votes. She thought she was getting votes, but it wasn't confirmed until I shared that. So that item might not have even been played. Second, I was planting seeds the whole day you got out because you were so busy at work, sadly, that like, oh yeah, Riley's not working with you. He's flipping on you. It's like, no, I told Eric that, and I told Bianca and Jackson that, and to a point where like Bianca and Jackson believed it, even though Eric was literally telling them that not Eric, you were literally telling them that Eric wasn't even giving you a fucking name. And that was the truth. Eric didn't give you a name, but I kept telling them that like, no, he's lying to y'all. Like, what do you mean? You know, like I was playing coy that like I knew more than I actually did. I was making shit up and people took it.
Well, did you know I was getting a vote that round?
Yeah, I did, because Nikki told us.
Awesome. Too easy. Okay, so Bianca and Jackson. Sorry.
Yes, I'm ready.
Obviously, when I left, I said I wasn't going to vote for you. But considering the final 3, it's giving me other options. So you could call me a hypocrite, whatever. Okay, so yes, you guys, like I was with you guys for so long, and you guys did the same thing on calls. I would know you guys had been on calls before me. I knew you guys were calling. Like I could tell what you guys were doing a lot of the time. It was really easy to figure out. But my question is, you kind of already answered it, but I want you guys to go in more deep. Be bitchy, be against each other, because you guys aren't playing as one. You're playing as individuals. So own your game, own why you guys played better than each other. Bianca and Jackson, tell me, what did you do so much better than the other person that they did not do at all? Bianca, you can go first.
Oh, God. That they did not do it all? I mean, I played an idol right. I played 2 idols right. Jackson didn't do that. It's hard because it is hard because Jackson and I, like, he was in every alliance that I had, and it's a known fact that we have very similar games. So it is a hard question, Riley. But if the idol matters, I played my idol correctly twice and Jackson didn't. I obviously had my little side thing with Nikki, which was different to Jackson. That gave me a lot of confidence in the first half of the game. Yeah, that's, I don't know.
And Jackson?
So it's true. Bianca played 2 idols correctly. Congratulations. She was a massive challenge threat. Here's the thing. There was only so many times that Bianca could have been voted out. Everyone had every chance except for one to vote me out. I was part of the biggest alliance thread. I was part of the biggest couple. And no one at all got me out. Why? Because I was the social card. I played the social game of the season. I was the one that was constantly going across the aisle. Me and Blake had a very strong bond way before Bianca was involved with that. Blake became a very important thing after Riley got out. Blake went to me, he's like, I can trust you, I want to work with you, but Bianca needs to give me more. I was the one that was making the connections where it mattered. I went to Bianca and was like, hun, Blake's going to be a thing. You need to haul ass and connect with him.
But
fast.
was Blake a thing in the end? Like, did he actually help our game?
Blake helped us not get votes. Blake helped us not get votes.
I get Jackson's point, because I could tell, like, at times when Bianca would say, oh, I'm not talking to that person, when we were like, oh, you probably should be. Okay. Do you think the Fierce Four was, like, Jackson, in your opening speech, you mentioned that the Fierce Four, like, failed because of Bianca, but, like, you all had the opportunity to make that work. So do you agree with that?
We all had the opportunity to absolutely make it work. But here's the thing. I didn't make him. If I was on Neptune that 3rd time, absolutely I would be hauling ass to make sure I reconnected with John. Bianca let that go. Me and Nick didn't have that opportunity.
There's only so much I could have done. John's openly admitted that he took a break from the game at that point. I went to him multiple times saying, John, let's get on a one-on-one chat. Let's get on a one-on-one call. And it just never happened. It's not through my lack of trying. Absolutely not.
You also could have told him, you also could have dealt with the idol better. And that was the catalyst.
I'm done. Congrats, final 3. I'm excited to party at reunion. But anyway. And Aussie Babes playing 6 Nimit again.
Yes!
Bye.
Yes!
We missed it.
Love you, babe.
Alrighty then. Next member of the jury is Ken. So Ken, go off camera, go off mute.
Hey guys. So congratulations on making it to the final 3. I don't know. I don't have anything to be bitter about. So I think you all played really good games. My vote's pretty live here. I haven't made a decision yet. I have 2 questions and they're the same for all of you. If you could give me one piece of advice on my game, what would it be? And how are you going to spend the $200?
I can answer both right now. Do you want to go first? I'll go first. I think you had all of the right game moves down, like who to go for at the right time. It's just that, like, I think you and I play similarly, but like we didn't put enough, like you didn't put enough work into like building the social connections with people, I guess, one-on-one to like make those moves solidified. So like you had the right idea, like to go for the right people at the exact right time. And I was totally on the same page as you. And we just didn't have the like connections to back it up. And then with the money, I have some organizations that I'm going to donate to, because anything that I've won in a game, I just donated to because it's not my money anyway. Like I have my own paycheck, and if I get money from a game, I'm just going to dip it out back into the community. So I have some orgs I've listed out.
I'll go next, if that's okay. Ken, I think with your game, you were super quiet pre-merge on Barnacle 2.0, in my opinion. There was a lot of active members pre-merge, and it was very obvious who wasn't active, and I just don't think that you were active enough to form the big Barnacle 2.0 alliance that was happening at merge. So that's probably something that I'd say. And then with the money, I honestly don't know. I haven't been playing this game with the money in mind, but I don't have the luxury of a job right now. So I'd probably just put it in my savings and yeah, have that in my account because I need it.
Yeah, Ken, you're a very interesting one, Miss Ken. I think like what John said, your instincts were usually pretty okay. You were the one that got Nikki before anyone else. But I think in the early game, it kind of did you in because you focused a lot more on the group chat instead of the individual chats. And I think you got all caught up with no one was talking to you. And the fact is, 9 times out of 10, I was the one that made the chats. I was the one that was starting the social connections. I think you needed a little bit more confidence in initiating that stuff.
Ignore that 5 minutes. Ignore that.
The money. I said in my interview to Louise, and Tyler can vouch for this, that I would donate it to the Trevor Project.
Okay, great. Thank you all for your answers. And again, I think you all played great and congratulations. Good luck.
I donated my season 2 winnings to the Florida State Lottery and DoorDash and Uber Eats.
Baby girl, no one cares. No one gives a shit. Anyways.
I yield the remainder of my time.
We know you wasted it on food. We didn't have to know that information. Anyways, yeah, so the next member of the jury is Lainey.
It's Amanda S.
Oh.
It would have been.
Would have been. But Lainey, so. Lainey, go on cam, go on mute, and the people around you, please do not talk. Let Lainey have her spotlight.
Wait.
See, this is why you can't be in the same fucking room. This is why I said y'all need to be in separate rooms because of that echo.
Okay, sorry. I'm on my phone and we have like a whole thing going. Okay. So I just want to start by saying that congrats to all of you. And outside of the game, I really like all of you. So I'll start with that. But so my first person is going to be Bianca. I want to highlight that you never did successfully play your idols. You did get votes when you played your idols, but you never got the majority of the votes. So in turn, you didn't successfully play either of those idols. So my question for you is, besides playing the idols and winning a couple of challenges, in my eyes, you sat behind Nikki a lot of the game. So what is 1 or 2 things you could highlight about your game that you did without Nikki on your own that would make me want to vote you as sole survivor?
Okay, well, I don't think I sat behind Nikki at all. She gave me the confidence in like pre-merge for sure. But it was very obvious like post-merge that I had to stand on my own. My loyalty with Jackson, I'd say, obviously helped me get through to where I am now. So staying true to that no matter what definitely helped me in my game. And I can't actually remember the question. But was it just what I'm sorry, I honestly can't remember the question.
What was 1 to 2 things that you did on your own, like without Nikki, that would make you want to vote you?
Sure. Okay. So then, yes, my connection with Jackson, my loyalty with Jackson, he became my number 2 real quick. I'm sorry, my number 1 real quick. And then trying, like, once everything came out with Nikki, just trying to put my emotions aside and like have to understand that I actually do still need her in the game And I do still need a vote. It was very easy for me to get emotional about it, but I had to like think about it in a strategy type of game sense and understand like how I had to play the game from then on. And I hope that has answered your question.
Yes, good answer. Okay, sorry, not to like be like, oh, moving on, but to move on to save time. Jackson, my question now is for you. So you said, and I can't remember who asked the question, but you talked about the round that you played your idol, and you mentioned that you felt people were suspect on me. Why would you say that in that round people were suspect on me?
The only reason for you specifically was because Nikki was, in my mind at least, Nikki was very clearly on our side. That's the only reason. They knew that you two was close. You're the only family in this game. That's really the only reason. You were pretty loyal to that that side, but you were more loyal to Nikki.
Okay. And then my question for John, to move on, again, not to be like, bye, but for John, my question for you is, in the game, from my standpoint, and maybe for others, you were pretty flip-floppy from both sides. What do you think this says about your game or shows as you as a player, and why would it make us want to vote for you as Sole Survivor?
Thank you for the question, Lynn. That was really good. I think it just shows that I was able to adapt more than the other two, and I had way more options because of my social game, whereas like Jackson saying his social game was so great, but if you look at his thing, it's like voting with the same side the whole time. Whereas mine, I voted where I felt would get me the furthest and with the folks that trusted me the most. So as soon as I think the Ken vote happened, I realized, whoa, I'm not as trusted over here. I gotta really stick to this Fierce 4 thing now because my other option is I'm getting votes. Like I went from like getting blindsided by the vote to then being the vote. So I really took my flip-floppiness to adapt to the game as it was changing and get myself to the finals and not get voted out again.
Thank you for your answer. It was very good.
Can I add something to that?
Sure.
Because my social game was put into that. Yeah, me and John absolutely play different social games. I didn't need to flip-flop. Everyone knew where I was voting the entire time. People still didn't vote for me, even though they knew every single time where I was voting. People can say I hid stuff. Amanda Aldridge will probably say that, but she knew every single time where I was voting. People respected that. People still wanted me in the game. One of the reasons that I was voted for was because by all accounts, they were going to rocks and they were fine with me being safe from rocks.
Well, that's all I have to say.
Can I jump in on that too, Lane? Can I take your time?
Yeah, you can. I didn't think you were going to jump in.
Okay,
Sorry.
my rebuttal to that is, in my opinion, at that point in the game, Jackson wasn't really a threat. Not that his social game was better, but like that Bianca was winning immunities, Nikki was winning immunities, and everybody was worried about me talking to people. So Jackson, you weren't really ruining anybody's game at that point. It's just that you had a great social game, but you weren't a threat or an impactful person at that moment to be taken out.
Yep. And I stayed under that radar until the very end. Absolutely. Even though I'm a loud player.
Okay. Is everyone done jumping in?
I'm done.
Yes. Thank you for giving that to us.
I've been quiet the whole time.
Thank you for that, Bianca. I appreciate it. But yeah, I just want to end this off by saying congrats to all. I'd rather I was on the, end there than any of you, but I love you all outside of the game.
An icon, blind.
Love you too.
Well, you're not crusty, so go back to the
Shut up, Dusty.
Anyway, yeah. So next up we have Eric Broden. So please go on cam. Go on.
Hi.
I'm sorry.
All right. I'm gonna make this short and sweet. Not really, but we'll see. Anyways, awesome job, final three. You guys definitely deserve it. You guys did better than all of us. Whoever wins totally deserves it. I've played a lot of games. Of all the games I've had, this has probably been one of my favorite group of people. And I really, really hope that we still have connections outside of this game. Please feel free to hit me up whenever. Although we have some really bad news. There is a meteor that is heading to Earth. And unfortunately,
dang.
you might get impacted by that. All right, so how this is gonna work is you have a bunker which could only hold 3 jury members in it. So you and 3 other jury members. I'm not asking you to pick those 3 yet because there's also one other person who knows about this meteor and you don't want them in the bunker with you. There's also going to be somebody who you feel bad for. So you're gonna tell them about the bunker, but unfortunately there's no room for them. So I'm basically going to ask you to determine which jury members is you're going to try to lie to and be deceitful to that there's a meteor coming so they don't try to go into your bunker. There's going to be another player who you basically have to feel bad for. You're going to tell them about the bunker, but unfortunately there's no room for them. There's going to be 3 individuals who you're going to take to the bunker with you, and then the other 4 or 5 are just going to die. I don't want explanations. I just want names.
I have a question though. Is the 3 that we're taking into the bunker because we're in a game together, like strategic or like personal?
It's just personal outside the game. Okay. Who of the jury, who should live? So John, I'm going to start with you in regards to of Bianca and Jackson, which one should go first?
Should be not in the bunker. Oh, which one of them should go first for the question?
Yeah, who's going to answer the question first?
Jackson.
All right, so Jackson. Let's start with who knows about the bunker. However, you're going to try to be deceitful and lie about it, and they do not get a spot in your bunker.
Nikki.
Okay, so who do you feel bad for? And you're going to tell them that there's a meteor coming, but unfortunately, there's not a spot for them.
Amanda A.
Okay, and then who are the 3 people you're taking to the bunker with you?
Eric, Riley, and Blake.
All right, awesome. So now Bianca, you are next. Who do you feel bad for? Who do you want to tell that there's a meteor coming, but however, there's not a spot for them?
Lane.
Okay, now who knows about the meteor and you don't want them in the bunker, so you're going to be lying to them, saying that there's no meteor coming?
Tyler.
Okay, and then who are the 3 individuals that you're going to take to the bunker with you?
Jackson, Riley, and Nikki.
Okay, Jackson's not on the jury, but
Riley. Oh, I understand. Riley, Nikki. Oh, and Eric.
All right. Awesome job, you guys. I wish you guys the best of luck. And I believe next would be Nikki. No, you didn't. Did you go after me? I don't even know.
She did.
All right.
She
So
did need to make sure of it.
Good luck. All right. Bye.
Oh, the next member of the jury, Nikki. Yeah, Nikki, you need to go somewhere else if we're gonna be hearing echoing.
I just forgot.
Shut it.
And
shut your face.
If the audience doesn't know, half of the jury is together. So the jury around you, please keep your laughs and your comments kind of low because we could kind of hear you in the bunker thing. So please be respectful to the people in the game and let's be quiet. So Nikki, your 7 minutes start now.
7 minutes in heaven because it's with me. Oh my goodness. Basically, I'm upset that you guys don't see my game as being amazing because it actually was. And I knew all the information about everything. So while John, you're claiming that like, oh, like you knew all of this and you did and you told them, I didn't have to tell them. So thank you. I'm also I'm probably the only one that's happy to see all 3 of you sitting in the jury right now because that is what's up. Final 4 is the best. Basically, I was never going to go against Bianca, and I told her she can get me out at 4th. Like, if that was better for your game, then like totally like do it. So I'm very happy to see you at the end. Jackson, you were there because I knew how close you were with Bianca, so I would have like took you. like to get the final four. Sorry, John. But yeah, all in all, we're not discussing me because it's about you guys. So we didn't type up our questions beforehand and like tell each other. So a lot of our, like my question was already taken. So I want to kind of switch it up because I want to stay positive because I do like that all three of you are there. And so I want to see what you guys think, why you guys think the other people on the jury should win. So I want Bianca to say why Jackson should win, and I want Jackson to say why Bianca should win. And John, I want
Sweetie, your internet's pretty bad.
What am I doing?
I stopped her time just because she froze.
Oh, am I frozen?
Yeah,
I'm frozen.
your internet's bad. But you said, and John what?
Oh, to be amazing.
Okay. So go start. Pick your person to talk. Is she still?
John, you're on. Jackson, you're on mute still. I think you're trying to...
Who do you want to go first, Nikki?
Dog the bounty hunter. He's talking to you. We need to know who you want to go first.
Who do you want to go first, Nikki?
Nikki, you're on mute.
I know, but I'm trying to like, the sound is not working on my phone. Like I couldn't hear Jackson.
So, who do you want to go first?
Well, Bianca, go first because Jackson went first to Eric's question.
Okay, thanks. So why I think Jackson should win the game, he's definitely obviously played a great social game. He has got a certain confidence, a certain charisma that I could never have. It's just not who I am. So I really admire his social gameplay for sure. I think he used that to advantage the whole game. He made all of his little connections that helped him along. So I think that's why he would deserve to win.
Bianca is, to me, by far, apart from maybe Eric to Amanda, the most loyal person in this game. Absolutely 100%. She was 100% loyal to me. Okay, let us not forget that her first challenge, she put eats, and then she went on to win 4 challenges. I think the growth.
I thought we could have just brushed that under the rug.
It's a compliment. I think her growth in this journey is absolutely incredible. She's my absolute ride or die. I adore her. Yeah, and she would be an extremely deserving winner, absolutely.
Thanks guys so much for answering questions. Sorry, John, I didn't have a question for you. I think people are just trying to differentiate Jackson and Bianca's game. I mean, I obviously have my vote made up. Maybe you don't think it's that obvious because when I said that no one on the jury hates me, even after I backstabbed them, I had some interesting looks from Bianca. So I have that screenshot, so we can talk about that. But I love you to pieces, seriously.
Alrighty, she froze again. Nikki, did you want to end it? You still have 3 minutes left. Okay, I guess she wants to end it. So the next member of the jury is Amanda A. So Amanda A, go on cam, and go off mute.
Yay.
Your time
You guys
starts.
actually might be scared. You should probably be scared, actually. Now my dog wants my attention. Go away. I'm going to be frank. I actually typed up what I wanted to say because I have a lot of shit to say. And a lot of it is not very nice. So we're just going to get this started. So if I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm reading. I have it split screened here. So first off, congrats to making it to the end. But really, I want to say congrats to the badass jury that I have. The true players of the season are actually the ones sitting on the jury, in my opinion. They're the ones that weren't afraid to make moves, the ones who weren't afraid to call out bullshit, the ones who weren't afraid to speak their minds, the ones who didn't hide behind people, the ones who did something in the game to attempt to earn their victory. I'm sure we didn't make it to the end. Fine. But nobody sitting at the end, or not a single person on the jury, is a cookie cutter of somebody else. So while we may be the jury in my eyes, personally, we're kind of the winners of the game, but whatever, I digress. One of you will actually be crowned. So before I comment, I just want to reemphasize, and I might reemphasize at the end, my views about the game and your actions in the game don't reflect what I think of you guys as people, okay? I love the shit out of everybody in this game, even Luis Snowflake. Sometimes I want to smack him. So that being said, please don't be offended by what I have to say. Outside of the game, I love you all, okay? The first thing I want to say actually is to shout out to my partner, Ken. So the first thing I want to do is kind of bring up something he said because all my shit got deleted. Thanks, Luis. I want to call out his comments because they're kind of misleading. He made comments on the threads like coming up to this today about how your Atlantis 4 came into the merge like without numbers, which is total bullshit. So I want to clarify that real fast. I have this lovely image really quick. I don't care, Luis. I'm talking. I'm finishing my speech. So you see all these lovely highlights. So I want to notice there's 4 purple, 4 orange, 4 green, and then there's this lonely blue, which is Amanda Stricker because she was the only one from her tribe. So, and then there's a few that have orange. You can't really tell. It looks red. Orange there, orange here. Orange is Atlantis. See all that freaking orange? Okay, so first off, 3 tribes came in with 4 and then Amanda Stricker. So nobody was under the numbers. Okay, that being said, just wanted to clarify that. This is a part shout out to Riley because he forgot to say it. So Riley 2.0, aka I mean John, or I don't know who. You were voted out of this game, and I was told, this is an alleged thing, and I guess you can clarify at the end, even though it's not my question. I was told allegedly paid players in the battle back so you could return to the game. Yet to me, it didn't act like you gave a fuck about winning. You did nothing to stand out to the crowd. In fact, I think I see you over there standing behind the crowd, peeking through like the heads of people, so you can kind of see what's going on. I have a really bad analogy for you. It's really bad. I'm going to prepare you for that. I always tell people, like when you go to the bathroom, and you guys can, maybe you don't think this, somebody comes in, does their business, and then they leave without washing their hands. And all I think to myself is, at least fake it. Fucking turn the water on, pretend like turn it off, take some paper towel, throw whatever, fake it. Okay. My point is, the round I went home, you bullshitted Blake and I into thinking you would vote with us to vote out Bianca. Bianca had an idol, so I was going to go home anyway. I don't really give a royal fuck if you knew she had the idol or not, but you could have at least faked it. Whatever, okay? For somebody who allegedly wanted back into the game, I think you acted like player. You were playing for other people and not yourself. So no offense. I don't think the players went to rocks for you. They went for their numbers. If they had flipped, they would hurt them long-term because they wouldn't have the numbers, and they had immunity on their side. So to me, the rocks wasn't for you. In your mind, it was, whatever. So anyway, Jackson, actually, no, hold on. Jack Anka or Beyonce. I mean, part of what I have to say to both of you goes to both of you, but I also have individual comments. We all knew you were a tight pair, and so on some level, we can blame ourselves for not splitting you guys up. That's absolutely on us. Outside of a few little aspects within the game, I think you guys are pretty close to identical. I think the jurors, we're kind of sitting here trying to say, how do we differentiate Jackson and Bianca, or Jackana and Beyonce? Like, who played the best? Who did the best? Sorry, John. I mean, the jury's been very nice to you. I literally will be surprised if you get a vote. I'm sorry. Maybe you'll get a pity vote. I don't know. I think at this point, the jury is going to be Jackson versus Bianca. Whatever. Jackson, you won one challenge. Guess who? Props. 4-3 questions, whatever. It's impressive as hell. You were social as fuck. I think you kept in contact probably with everybody as far as I'm aware. You were semi-loud. And in my brain, like if I close my eyes, I can hear your voice and I can see your reactions at tribal council. Like you made an impression. And for the most part, a hell of a positive one. You're somebody that I want to hang out with. You're somebody I want to laugh with. Like somebody that I want is my friend. That being said, I still struggle to see what else you did in the game. No moves for the most part. And usually I'm one to respect loyalty. But when it comes to me, usually when I play a game and I have loyalty in my pocket, I also have more than just one challenge win. But regardless, let's go to Bianca. And this is probably where the most of my frustration is. You won 4 challenges: the House of Cups, the lip sync, the snowflake trivia, and the final challenge. You had a decent social game. I don't think it was as good as Jackson's because, again, as stated by, I think, Lane, we feel like, as the jury, our perception, you somewhat hid behind others and you absolutely avoided confrontation. You managed to find and use 2 idols. I disagree with Lane. I do think that one of them I would call used correctly. The vote with Amanda, she had majority votes but had an idol played. If you hadn't played yours, you would have gone home because you had second. The one against me was not correctly because technically I had majority votes, whatever. So that being said, you also picked from a grid. Finding idols, picking from a grid is just complete luck, and you admitted that. So yeah, whatever. But I think I'm not going to lie at this point or beat around the fucking bush. 10,000, 100,000, I don't even know what I wrote on my thing. Part of your gameplay is being criticized by me strictly because you came in with a pre-made and a pre-game alliance. And you're aware of how I feel about this. Most people are. And I'm not going to say that there are people in other games that do this. I don't like it then either. And I would say the same thing to them. As a host, when I'm hosting, we try to know and look at those relationships, and we try to separate those relationships to allow them to be able to still have to play their own game. And then if they eventually merge up, then that's fine. And usually a lot of times people know about those relationships. Unfortunately, and at least by what Chris said in our jury chat, the production team didn't know. The production team was very much maybe not manipulated, but it was very much avoided. You said flatmate, you never said Nikki. They didn't know that you and Nikki knew each other. You ended up on a tribe together, a tribe of 6 that should have been relatively 6 individuals together. Instead, you came in with an auto 2 votes because you and Nikki were on the same tribe together. So to me, that impacted the game in a way that really could have hurt a lot of people. Hell, my teammate was on your tribe. And so I struggle with that. So unless Jackson, Peyton, John, and Ken had all teamed up to try to take a girl out, which would have never happened, the dynamics of that tribe to me was ultimately screwed. So I'm struggling in my mind to get over that. And I don't know, my opinion, if you'd be at the end, if you had started on a tribe with 5 people that you didn't apply for the game with. I don't know if you would have had the same ties if the tribes had been divided differently because production knew of that relationship. There's advantages in this game that you got that the rest of us didn't, which is why, again, I'm looking at this relationship of Jackson versus Bianca. Can I get over that? I don't know. Shut up. I'll finish in that time. Leave me alone. I'm almost done.
Hurry up.
Shut up. Okay. Let's move on to the fact that you hid behind others, avoided confrontation, and in my opinion, failed to make moves that you should have and risked you being at the end. I never lied to you in this game. I never lied to anybody in this game, really. Flat out told you at Final 6 that I wouldn't go to Rocks again for Eric and Blake. And so we needed to vote out Nikki because of the risk that she would win that immunity challenge, but you wouldn't pull the trigger. You said, oh, I'll do it next round, which you did, but whoop-de-fucking-do, she could have won immunity. So you risked that, screwing up your end game plan because of what, I don't know. Obviously, you still voted her out. She's gone back and forth, to me, at least from my opinion, saying, oh, I've told Bianca I would let her vote me out at 4. But then knowing Nikki, I think she probably might have fought that, but whatever. So for someone who told Nikki, put the freaking time down. For someone who told Nikki you were done with her in the game, if she didn't want or do what you wanted, you sure couldn't stand up for your own game by voting out her when it was the smartest. So, John, I do actually have 3 quick questions. This won't take long. Why didn't you bother to try and
we have like 30 seconds left. Please wrap it up.
Shut up. Why didn't you bother to try and do something to win this game by voting with Blake and I?
I would have lost to Blake. Y'all all are hanging out. Like, there's so many reasons why I would have lost to Blake. Half of it being that some of the jury was already pissed at me, which is very evident. You would have
lost to me too, so that's okay.
I agree, exactly.
So anyway, well, I mean, you were going to lose regardless, but you could have at least.
I know. I'm losing to people I love.
Alrighty, time is up. Sorry, Linda.
People were late. You can let me finish. 3 quick questions. Bianca, do you think that you'd be here if Nikki wasn't in this game, and how do you think it would be different?
Yes, I do. I think at the start in Atlantis, yes, I had Nikki there, but at that point with the votes, it was not strategic, and it was literally who was the most active. And I was made sure to be really active. If Nikki was there or not, I feel like the two people that would have gone home in those rounds would be the least active still. So I still would have been here by the time we flipped into Barnacle. During Barnacle, we were undefeated. So I didn't need Nikki's vote. Yes, we were talking to each other, but we didn't actually need to vote with each other until merge. And then even in merge, there were obviously a couple of rounds where Nikki didn't vote with me. So I only really needed Nikki until the Amanda S vote, and then obviously the Eric vote. And I still stand by voting at Eric first besides Nikki, and we can agree to disagree on that. But I had been trying to get out Eric for so many rounds before, and I knew he was a big player. I knew he needed to go. Yes, it left the risk open for Nikki to win the next challenge, but there were 5 other people still in this game that could win that challenge. The odds were not in her favor. So I took that risk, and I stand by that risk because I knew getting rid of Eric first would set me up for my final 3, because Nikki was so hated by you and Blake and all of us at that point. I knew she would go the next round. And so I stand by.
Bianca, ask your next question, Amanda. Hurry up. You got
Well, I disagree. Nikki would have won this game, and Eric hadn't won shit. Jackson, although I think I know the answer based on your reaction just now, if I had said to you what I had said to them, because you weren't at Tribal, that I wasn't willing to go to Rocks for the second time, would you have voted out Nikki the round before we did?
I think the answer is I don't know. My guess is probably not, because I knew, like, you went to me and was like, do you really think that Bianca's going to take you to final 3 with Nikki? And I said, yes, absolutely, because I've seen those two and I knew I was her number 1 and Nikki was not.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So yeah, Amanda A, you can go off camera.
I won't finish my end, but whatever.
Okay. Well, you went overtime a lot, so which we let it go by because Nikki still had 3 minutes left. So we let it happen. We only have one more jury member left, and that is Blake. So Blake, go on camera, go off mute, and yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
Congratulations on making the end. Obviously, it's not an easy task to do. My first question is going to be for Bianca. Bianca, I feel like our social game just wasn't there with each other until Jackson kind of, like, I had a chat with Jackson and I said, hey, Bianca hasn't really spoken to me much at all, because the fact of the matter is you left me on red more times than I can count on 2 hands combined. So I went to Jackson, I was like, hey, Bianca's not really talking to me much. Literally 2 minutes later, I counted, 2 minutes later, you sent me this long novel about how we should start talking more and how we should start communicating more. So in my eyes, from my perspective, it looks like Jackson kind of threw the bone and you went to fetch it. So that's all I have to say for that. I guess it wasn't really a question.
Can I like speak about that though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say when I sent you that long novel, I definitely included, hey, Jackson's come to me. It's not like I didn't beat around the bush about it and try to make up like, oh, I suddenly need to talk to Blake. I literally said in my my message to you, Jackson's come to me that he wants us to work together. So here I am. And I was very honest about that. In terms of leaving you on red more times than you can count on 2 hands, I think that might be an exaggeration. But I also think our conversations would just die off. And I knew, like, we obviously weren't in an alliance together. I'm not going to start talking strategy to you like at the start of merge. So it was just like friendly banter and our conversations would just die off. So it wasn't like an intentional leave you on red when you had like asked me a question or something that I was just blatantly ignoring. So I don't think it was really like that in my opinion.
Okay. Sorry, we're getting ready to leave. So I'm going to try to go as fast as I can. Jackson, I actually just want to say thank you, because I feel like, oh, are you going to
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh. I just want to say thank you, because I feel like if it wasn't for you, I probably wouldn't have gone as far as I did. Because I feel like you helped protect me on multiple occasions, and I'm really, really happy about that. And last but not least, John, I feel like you're saying you have a good social game, but part of having a good social game is having good jury management, and that is lacking if you cannot tell. My question to all three of you is, if you had to replace yourselves with 3 jury members who you feel like deserve to be in the spot, who would it be?
Can I answer first? I will go on record and saying that I believe that if, like in general, the people who, if they had the time, would have played the best game is Eric, Nikki, and Riley. I think they had the potential to do incredible work, and the moves that they made when they were in were great.
Okay. John or Bianca?
You wanna go?
Yeah, I can go.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. You go. No, I'll go.
Bianca, go.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Okay. So the 3 people I would choose at the end would definitely be, I'm the same as Jackson, but if that's my honest truth, I would choose Eric, Nikki, and Riley. It's no secret that I thought Eric was a huge threat in this game. It's no secret that Nikki played a really good double-sided game. And Riley, I just knew that he was sneaky and that he'd be able to get to the end regardless. So I would choose those 3 the same.
I would choose Nikki, Eric, and Lane. No one's giving Lane enough credit for being as dynamic as she was, like the whole fucking game. And I think we're really missing that. Like, Homegirl went to every single tribal council, always in the know. Like, we need to give her more credit. Like, sure, Eric is just like a super genius, but like, GameBot Eric is going to be GameBot Eric. Nikki did really well, but I think Lane is my winner in that 3 too.
All right. I think that's all I have. So good luck.
Alrighty, guys. So now we will start off with closing statements. Each of you will have 3 minutes. I believe we will start off with John first, Bianca next, and then Jackson last. So John, take it away.
Okay. I took some notes, but they're really not important because it looks like I'm not getting any jury votes as I anticipated coming into this finale, and that's totally fine. So all I'm going to say is I think people are voting based on who they like the most, and they're just trying to differentiate between Jackson and Bianca when there's a whole third option over here. Y'all aren't taking it. That's totally fine. I understand you are not happy with my etiquette in the game and my jury management and the moves that I did not make, even though I was getting voted for a few rounds in a row back to back and also got voted out. So I think we're not considering that. And the fact that like I had all of the options to make moves, and the ones that I did make, people just are not satisfied with. And that's totally fine as well, because I'm very happy with the game I played. I'm very happy with who I'm sitting next to. And I had a really good fucking 56 days or however fucking long this game took. So good luck voting between Bianca and Jackson, because they're both really fucking great people and both played extremely well. And good luck.
Alrighty then. Bianca, your time starts now.
Okay, I don't have a written speech for this one, so who knows how it's going to go. But I just want to say thank you to everybody for the game. It's my first game, and I have really enjoyed it and everything that's come along with it. So thank you everybody for making it so memorable for me. In terms of like the comments that were made during the questioning, yes, I can see how you would see that I've been hiding behind people and I haven't been confronting in tribals, but that's just genuinely my personality. I'm like a very reserved person and I hate conflict, and coming into this game I knew I wasn't going to be able to be as fierce as Amanda A. So yes, when I wasn't as confronting in tribals, it's not because I didn't want to be, it's because I physically was feeling ill. And I couldn't speak up, and that's just who I am. So if that doesn't get me the win, then it doesn't get me the win. But I think I've played a really great game. I'm here. I've got my immunities. I've got my idols under my belt. I've got my super strong alliance loyalty with Jackson. I think that deserves more credit to come through the whole game and not falter, not fault. I think that deserves credit as well. So yeah, I choose who you want to choose. I've just had a great time. I just want to say thank you.
So I've only played one game before this, and I got voted out 3 times. I started this game 2 weeks later, and I went all the way to the end with only 3 votes. I played old school. I didn't need idols. I didn't need challenge wins. I did not need pre-game alliances or whatever. Because I had myself, I had my social skills, I had my brain, and I was able to get to I would have been at the end regardless, because I did this with loyalty, with honesty, as much as can happen in a game of Survivor. And I did this with the people that I wanted to.
Okay, well, yeah, so that does it for the closing statements. Now, so jury, for the last time, please cast your vote on who you want to win the game. So remember, you are voting for the new players. You're voting for the person you want to win, so type in that name. And I also
your envelope.
It will be read after I have all the votes.
Can someone just unmute and say one thing so that we can make sure it plays over the car because we're in the car?
Hello? Yes, I'm waiting for one vote. So please send enough.
Okay. Never mind, sorry. Wait, can you try it again?
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2.
Okay, thank you.
Alrighty, guys, you can all go on camera if you would like. Just for this until I reveal the well, everyone can go. Who gives a fuck? So the time has come for me to reveal who I thought was going to win this game. This solely has to do with not my favorite, my winner's pick. It was just observing everyone, observing the talks, the strategy, and all that. So the person I have chosen is Nikki. Congratulations, Nikki. I guess if that's something to be congratulated for. I believe Nikki was to win, but I feel like I'll give the reason why later in the reunion. So Alrighty, guys, I will reveal the votes. Once I reveal the votes, this person will be the winner of Blood versus Water Season 3 and the winner of a cash prize of $200. I'll get to the votes. First vote, Jackson. That's 1 vote for Jackson. Next vote, Bianca. That's 1 vote for Bianca, 1 vote for Jackson. Next vote, Jackson. That's 2 votes for Jackson to win, 1 vote for Bianca to win. Next vote, Bianca. That's 2 votes for Bianca to win, 2 votes for Jackson to win. Next vote, Jackson. That's 3 votes for Jackson, 2 votes for Bianca. Next vote, Bianca. That's 3 votes Bianca, 3 votes Jackson. Next vote, Jackson. That's 4 votes Jackson, 3 votes Bianca. Next vote, Bianca. That's 4.
Oh my God, babe.
4 votes Jackson, 1 more vote left.
I love you, babe.
Love you too.
The winner of Blood versus Water Season 3, the sole survivor, is... Congratulations, Jackson. You are the winner. Good job. Well deserved. Any words, Jackson?
Riley was the reason that I started orgs. He did my interview for Outcast. He has been such a great mentor throughout this entire game. Thank you to everyone. I had a blast. I loved every single one. I loved every single one of you. I honestly did. I could have been a bitch. Sorry, Steph, but for making that comment. But thank you for making it such an incredible game, and thank you to Tyler for doing it with me.
Okay, I want to say, Bianca, keep your head up high. If it was between you or Nikki on who I was going to write down in the envelope, but Nikki got it. But anyways, you played a wonderful game. You played a really good game for it being your first game. You just did 1 or 2 mistakes that cost you the win. But if it wasn't for that, you were you and Jackson were like this. So keep your head up high. You played an awesome game.
My head's definitely kept up high. It's all good. I'm very proud of myself. So it's all good. Congratulations,
Jackson.
Jackson.
I love you.
You might have
I
not
love you
won
too,
this game, but you'll win the next game you play, or it will come very soon for you. Jonathan, for you, you played this game. I wouldn't say better than season 1, because season 1 you did really good, but this season I feel that the jury was just bitter. I feel that you did deserve votes because you did play a good game. You went back and forth, which I like as a person who likes Survivor. I didn't. Loyalty to me is kind of boring at sometimes.
It's fine when Nikki does it.
But yeah, exactly. I feel like you did play an awesome game. You just got screwed with a bitter jury. I think that's all that I can say about that. So I do believe that you did deserve votes.
Thanks, y'all.
But you did better in season 1. So
thanks. Keep tilting your head, Riley. Fuck you, bad partner.
I mean, I was your partner and you put no effort in with me. So.
Oh my God. Both of y'all were disgusting. Anyway. Yeah, congratulations, jury and everyone in the game. I will say that this has been the best season we've had yet. So congratulations on that. Best jury. I mean, come on, we tied the first 2 merge votes. And yeah, so it was a great game. You guys did wonderful. And yeah, so I don't know, Robby, how long are you going to be